Long-term closing of schools proved to be harmful to students, their academic, mental, physical, and social development, and overall success. We need to make every effort to not let this happen again for the sake of our future.
Lawmakers taking a deep dive yesterday into learning loss during the pandemic and the long-term negative impact of school closures on children. Ohio Congressman Brad Wenstrup is chairman of the Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic. Good to have you with us, sir. You know, I guess one of the things you really honed in yesterday on this battle between the unions and their unlikely ability to influence policy at the CDC and the White House. Here's a quick clip of that.
It's so easy after the fact to assign blame and to talk about what should have, could have, or did not happen, but we run the risk of failing our jobs, and we run the risk also of tainting history. All the evidence we have now, we did not have at the time of COVID.
Well, that's the Democrat from Maryland. But you talked about the uncommon access that AFT has, and then maybe you can comment for us on the other representative from Maryland saying basically, look, we didn't know what we know now.
Well, I think that that's a fact. You know, we always were knowing more as this thing went on. When the pandemic first started, there were a lot of things we just didn't know. It was called novel for a reason, and things weren't going very well. So there was a dark area there. But when we started to learn things, we needed to make sure that we made the correct changes. And look, yesterday through this and from the testimony from the witnesses, it was all about schools should have been the last to close and the first to open if we were going to have any kind of shutdown whatsoever. Everyone said that the kids being in school was essential. This was all part of it. The baseline should have been, how do we get kids in school and get them educated? And so now you do see the mental health problems that are out there and the academic insufficiencies that are very so clear right now, and the physical changes for these kids. There's a lot of kids in speech therapy today from wearing masks for so long. But you talk about the influence. I think it's fine for the CDC to reach out to non-governmental organizations to get their opinions on things, especially on the medical side. But what we had yesterday is someone there from the School Nurses Association, and she was talking about the need and the desire by the school nurses for the kids to be in school, that they wanted to have them in school. But yet you have the teachers union, which is non-medical, also having the ability to weigh in with the CDC. And the CDC actually took some of the very language from the teachers union for their guidelines. Where's the data? And so is this a political motive, or are you really trying to do what's best for the kids? And that's the debate. And I think it's going to be pretty clear when we go through these hearings and eventually get all the way up to the head of the teachers union, Randy Weigarten.
Yeah, and here she is yesterday. Watch this.
People don't bring guns to school for show and tell anymore. People bring guns to school to hurt our children and to hurt our staff.
And that's the wrong soundbite as well. But she said the urgent work of helping kids recover from learning loss, sadness, depression, and other effects of the pandemic. So you guys are talking a lot about what happened. But what I'm frustrated by is that I hear about a generation of kids who everyone is sort of accepting will never catch up. What are we doing for them? Where is the after-school program, the all-summer catch-up program, the nationwide need to help these children and not to just leave them for dust?
Well, it seems to be, to me, amongst the agencies that there must be a desire to bury your head in the sand and act like there's no problem whatsoever. I said long ago, as schools were continuing to be locked down, how do you expect a 6th grade teacher to go ahead and teach someone at a 4th grade level and teach them a 6th grade curriculum? Where's the catch-up? How do we do this? It still needs to happen, and I think we're going to pay the price. As I said yesterday, the kids paid the price then, and they're going to continue to pay the price. You know, here's another thing, too, Martha. You know, the teachers union had said, we're not going back until we're all vaccinated. This country made teachers a priority and got them vaccinated, and then they still didn't go back.
And gave the schools hundreds of millions of dollars to catch up kids, and you hear almost nothing about it from anyone. in terms
Right.
of where these programs are. I'd love to hear about it from the White House. You know, this is a crisis of education in the country, and we don't, it's like people don't care about these children. So thank you very much, Congressman Wenstrup. Good to have you with us today. Thank you, sir.
We'll keep going.
We'll stay on it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Important stuff, too.